Good evening. Next on the North River Board meeting is Monday, February 17th, 2025. To order, please join me in a silent prayer and meditation. Great, thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Salazar,
Here.
Trustee Lowry,
Here.
Trustee Curtis,
Here.
Mayor Gaffino,
Here.
Trustee Christensen,
Here.
Trustee Nedved,
Here.
and Trustee Gately. Here.
All right, thank you. Next item, I'll open a public hearing for Randall Crossing, Randall Highlands Annexation Agreement Amendment. I'd like to speak regarding this item. All right, seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing for Randall Crossing, Randall Highlands. We have a presentation next, National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System. Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. A representative is here from the Kane County DuPage Soil and Water Conservation District to give a little presentation about our NPDES, and this is required as part of the report we do yearly. So, Tommy, if you'd like to come up and give your presentation, we appreciate it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tommy Purdom. I'm the resource conservationist for the Kane DuPage Soil and Water Conservation District. So a little background on what we are. Soil and Water Conservation Districts, so that's WCDs. We're locally organized, operated units of government. So we function under state law to promote the protection, maintenance, improvement, and wise use of the soil, water, and related resources within the district. So they were formed after the Dust Bowl events in the 1930s. Trying to put legislation to put the forefront of conserving soil and water resources out there in the national policy. So President Roosevelt at the time had realized that there were many of the lands were private lands. So he had written to all the state governors to enact soil and water conservation districts on more local levels in order to address some of those situations that are going on. So in 1937, Soil and Water Conservation Districts Act was adopted in Illinois. 1944, Kane County adopted and formed their districts. Shortly after, DuPage was brought into that combined district, and that's where we are today. So currently there are 97 districts throughout the 102 counties of Illinois that are covered by soil and water conservation districts. So in short, we're involved with anything related to soil and water conservation within the two counties that we cover. So that can reach from anything to outreach and education opportunities. So we put on programs for local schools that look at clean water and healthy soils and how that can be adopted and looked at throughout the district. We also do sales, so conservation-based sales, so native tree sales, fish sales for ponds, as well as conservation-based books that we sell at our district office. We're also involved in watershed planning efforts within the local area, providing technical assistance as well. So we're helping to get conservation practices onto agricultural land, as well as anything open up to landowners within Kane and DuPage County. So our Partners for Conservation program allows us to help those landowners cost share programs that they can implement to help install projects like pollinator habitat, critical area planting, cover crops, reduced till and no-till operations as well on the agricultural side. Sustainable development is extremely important part of what we do. So we partner with regulatory agencies like the Army Corps of Engineers, the Illinois EPA, as well as local municipalities to help with their NPDES, so the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, and municipal permit compliance. Under the NPDES permit, they have a general construction permit, which is the ILR 10. It's kind of their overall general permit throughout the state of Illinois for any new development that's over an acre. So within our soil erosion sediment control program, we partner with, right now we have 5 different municipalities, including a little bit of the city of Chicago, where O'Hare Airport is in DuPage County, to make sure that some of those are being followed and best management practices are being utilized. So our SSC program, we've been working with the Village of North Aurora for over 20 years now to perform erosion and sediment control plan reviews, inspections, closeouts, and any other technical assistance that we may be able to provide. So kind of how our process works is when there's a development, specifically in North Aurora, if anything's over 2 acres, they'll direct the applicant to apply to us with their soil erosion sediment control plans, as well as their SWIP, stormwater pollution prevention plans that we can review, make sure everything is up to technical standard. And then throughout the course of the project, we'll go out, inspect, meet with any of the applicants or anyone from the municipality that may be involved with it, answer any questions that we may be able to provide based on soil erosion sediment control, compliance within their general ILR 10 permit, or anything related to their SWIP and best management practices that we can work with the contractors. We can work with essentially anybody that we can provide assistance to. Meet on site, send out inspection reports, and allow the village to know what's going on at the developments, and keep everything in compliance and working well, moving for the future. With that, I'll just say that our office in St. Charles, we're always open to answer the phones. If anybody walks in right on Dean Street over there, we're always happy to help, and that's with anybody within the district or just anybody that calls in. And with that, I'll leave it open if you have any questions. If not, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks.
Okay, next item, audience comments. Anybody like to speak? Motion for consent agenda,
Second.
discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Curtis. Trustee Gately.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Salazar
Yes.
and trustee Christensen.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Under new business, item 1, Steve.
Thank you, Mayor. Item number 1 is a new liquor license for Bruno's Cheesecakes located at 17 South Linkaway. Bruno's is requesting a Class C liquor license, which is beer and wine only. They have never had liquor in the nearly 9 years they've been open. They are not requesting video gaming at this time, but they would like to start selling liquor due to their patrons starting to request it with their food.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Roll, please.
Trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis.
Yes.
Trustee Gately.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 2, Nathan.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. The next 2 items kind of go together. If you remember, 2 committee of the whole meetings ago, we had a petition for the Promenade 2. So that's a mirror image of the mixed use building where Crema Coffee is, going on lot 4 and converting the current MySpace, My Place Hotel to a senior living. So there was the site plan. It went through planning commission, had a public hearing. The first item is the annexation agreement, which we just had the public hearing on just a minute ago. And then the next item is the PUD.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis. Trustee Gately,
Yes.
trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
and trustee Salazar.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 3, Nathan.
And then this is the PUD amendment that follows on that.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion. Roll, please.
Trustee Gately,
Yes.
trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis.
All right, thank you. Item 4, Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the approval to enter into a professional service agreement with Engineering Enterprise. The village is required by the IEPA to update its lead service line replacement program for 2025. EEI assisted the village with the original report started in 2024. The program requires yearly updating, and the final plan will be due April 1st, 2027. EEI will update goals for the next 20 years, update costs, financing options, along with updating our GIS, which is a large part of the cost of this. EI will also assist the village submit the plan to the IEPA. Staff is recommending entering into the professional services agreement with EEI in the amount of $26,394.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately,
Yes.
trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis.
Yes.
All right, thank you. That concludes new business on the village president report. Just want to, Brian and Brandon, share with you guys, gals, that the roads are fantastic all week. Best in the area. It sounds like a broken record, but I mean, it really is the case. You drive around throughout the different towns and they're the first ones that are, so well done. Thank you. Trustee comments? Administrator report.
Two very quick things. First, the community sign, as you are aware, hasn't been working for a week or two. The part was supposed to arrive today, so we should hopefully get that repaired and up and running, sometime this week. And then the second thing I want to point out was also about salt. So it was just a fun fact. Given that we're building a new public works facility, we actually have to get all of the salt out of our current salt barn before it's torn down in like a month and a half. So it's been interesting because we've had such a excess amount of salt from the lack of salt being used the last year or two in snow events that Brian's finally got it down. We've had enough events that the outside storage, it's not even the salt barn, has finally gone away. And we're starting to actually use the salt inside the dome. I don't think we've received any new salt this year yet. And then what we'll end up doing is having to empty that, whatever's left in that salt dome, and put it on the west side in our other salt barn so that they can tear down the salt dome and start building the new one. It's just, 11 years here, we've never had so much salt the last 2 years, which is why we ordered so much less this year.
Thank you.
Good thing.
Department reports. Anybody? All right. Motion adjourned.
We'll move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Right, we'll be meeting committee of the whole shortly.